This presentation is by Imran Iqbal for DBA 800 UMGC, Winter 2020. It is about application of relational exchange theory to situations at Granville Engineering. There are four major components of this presentation: GVE history and current situation, relational exchange theory, RET with graphics, application of the RET to GVE situational analysis with graphics, and recommendations. The company started some 90 years ago as a family business and operated like one until recently. It operated like a production site with 1,500 employees. It is the largest employer in Granville and has had much embeddedness in the community. Following the TES takeover, the GVE lost its prior autonomy. Some corporate role changes occurred, the most significant being the merging of the roles of GVE CEO and COO. The proposals to offshore GVE production and closing of its R&D is about to reshape GVE operations in a drastic way. The current challenges include decrease in revenues, decline in quality of performance, increase in employee turnover, and workers' efforts to unionize. The ongoing exchanges between workers and managers manifest degradation of bilateral relationships and loss of trust and commitment. Workers' perception has shifted away from the big extended family to an uncaring organization. With lack of information of the proposal to offshore production, workers are hostile, as seen in one outburst during a meeting. Some members of the upper management responded in kind, considering a scan of workers' emails to identify and punish the informer. The management is also considering firing workers with low production quality. The management is threatened by workers' efforts to unionize. The GVE management feels that the TES management wrongly disregards the significance of the breakthrough innovations by planning to close down R&D. The GVE situation showing behavioral decline aligns with elements of the RET. As the graphic shows, the RET is one of the several behavioral theories which challenge contractual and efficiency models of organizational governance. According to the RET, organizational exchanges are embedded in ongoing relations. The RET is about long-term dyadic exchanges. The figure shows that the quality of interactions may shift along the continuum of discrete transactions and relational exchanges. Discrete transactions are merely contractual obligations with no expectations of cooperation beyond the contract. Relational exchanges, by contrast, involve social behaviors that facilitate futuristic, continuing exchanges between parties. When quality of relational exchanges degrades, behavioral problems emerge. Parties may retain hostility after interactions end. At the GVE, after the TES takeover, the quality of relational exchanges degraded. Under the RET, norms are central to dyadic relations. Norms are informal rules of social behavior. Commercial relations, including employee-employer relations, follow norms, which can change in quality. The listed 10 norms influence parties' behavior in an exchange, which are role integrity, reciprocity, plan implementation, effectuation of consent, flexibility, contractual solidarity, restitution, power norms, propriety of means, and mutuality of perception and unfairness. The figure shows that formal rules and interpersonal relationships emerging from contracts and norms respectively influence the level of cooperation, trust, and intent to stay with the company. The quality of exchanges then influences tangible outcomes such as revenues. Under the RET, in the long run, institutional settings, that is, the organizational culture and structure, shape relationships. Over time, negotiations, adaptations, and dispute resolutions help amicable relational norms to emerge, or they may fail to do so. If not well attended, bilateral relations may be permanently damaged, creating a conflict-ridden organization such is the case of the GEV. This graphic shows that staffing shifts and norm shifts that ensued the TES buyout adversely impacted dyadic relationships between the management and the employees. The parties will retain hostility for the future unless managers purposefully intervene. There are three basic theory-based recommendations for the management. Should approach offshoring of operations in a socially responsible way, promote relational coordination, and preempt troublemakers by increasing quality of leader-member exchange. First recommendation: in considering of GVE plant, the TES managers are making efficiency-based decisions while ignoring possible weakening of social structures. The relocation will entail layoffs and might create perceptions of corporate social irresponsibility, which in the long run can lower economic performance. GVE managers must objectively consider multiple perspectives and practice relational transparency before making a final decision on offshoring. Recommendation 2: promoting relational coordination. The managers must practice open, frequent, and timely communication to promote knowledge of shared goals and values. Such communication will help to create interpersonal trust and enhance job satisfaction and identification with organization, and also strengthen employees' intent to stay with the company. Recommendation 3: preempt troublemakers by improving quality of leader-member exchange. The management characterized some vocal dissatisfied employees as troublemakers, considered firing them. Doing so will not harmonize values or improve relations. Instead, organizational leaders must cultivate relations of trust, subscribe to superior corporate values, remain transparent in communication of valuable information. They must provide psychological benefits such as trust, approval, and esteem, and thus preempt energies of troublemakers for organizational benefit. In conclusion, the TES takeover of the GEV created relational ambiguities and normative shifts. The perception of the organization changed from that of an extended family to that of an uncaring, efficiency-driven organization. The changes generated distrust and hostility on both sides. The quality of relational exchanges degraded. The situation aligns with relational exchange theory. The management must seek to improve relationships by practicing open, frequent, and timely communication, by promoting information of shared goals, and by preempting energies of dissatisfied vocal employees. Thank you, and what follows is our references. These are the references. Thank you.